I have never seen a more despicable set of facts as I've seen in this case.
These were the words of the judge who presided over the case of Jaylen Fleer, a deputy working for the San Diego County Sheriff's Department. The 27-year-old deputy, who appeared in his daily routine, as pure as the driven snow, but nobody knew his dark secret. However, a private investigation revealed the true nature of his character. This led to an interrogation, which led to a search, which then led to a reveal of over 20 felony charges. With his clean-cut look and dedication to serve the community, Jaylen appeared to be the ideal sheriff's deputy. But he was hiding a shocking secret behind his mask. This investigation revealed the shocking truth. He had engaged in sexual activities with a 14-year-old girl. He also contacted many other young females on social media sites, with the intention of meeting up for intercourse. The incident involves 4 victims between the ages of 12 and 14, but prosecutors believe Jaylen contacted more than 40 others who identified themselves as children. Join us as we delve into the psychology behind police interrogations and find out how investigators use their training and experience to get the truth from suspects. This interrogation will eventually put this monster in jail. Special thanks to 50 Patrol for sharing this interrogation. Jaylen Fleer was a former star athlete from Santana High School and was currently employed as a San Diego County Sheriff's deputy. He was married and expecting his first child when San Diego County Crime Stoppers received tips about his lewd behavior. Their investigation lasted nearly 4 months and uncovered a substantial amount of information that required answers. And that's the reason why he is now here.
Hi, Jaylen. I'm Detective Bratton. Chula Vista. Nice to meet you, too. I'm Detective Kayla. Nice to meet you. Hi. So, I'm a detective at the Family Protection Unit with the City of Chula Vista Police Department. Okay. I work alongside Detective Kale here. We're actually doing an investigation on some allegations that we have to obviously look into. You're a law enforcement officer, so you know that we look into everything equally. I want to make sure, though, before we get started, that you're aware that this is a voluntary interview, and so I just want to make sure that you're aware of all of those things. And so I'm going to just have you, and this is one of those forms that they give everybody, so it doesn't really fit. So if I just happen to cross out as I'm going along, sorry about that. So it says, thank you for coming voluntarily to, and then we'll go ahead and just put the admin office. Okay. All right. Oh, and of course, you know about body worn. So this is my body worn. Of course, it audio and video records everything. And there's also an audio recorder here just in case. Okay. Office at the story with us, of course, in regards to the report that we're investigating. Okay. You're not under arrest and you are not being detained. Okay. Do you understand? Yeah. I'll have you go ahead and write it in. And you can initial or say yes. Just initial. Yeah. And if you would just go ahead and read the next one. And then just sign right there under your name. Is that the correct spelling of your name?
Yes, it is.
All right, so just for record's sake, I'm going to go ahead and read what you did initial. So you understand that you're not under arrest and you are not being detained. You understand that you're free to leave at any time. There will not be any locked doors keeping you from leaving. As you notice, that one doesn't have a lock behind you. Yeah. You can choose what questions you want to answer, and you can choose to leave or let us know, and we will assist you with the exit. Although you're probably going to be the one assisting me, because I don't know my way around here. Okay. So you understand, like, if you, as far as like leaving, you have access points and you know how to leave or where to go. I understand. Okay. Very cool. So I know that I have a lot to delve into, but I really want to get to know you first, if you don't mind. Definitely. Okay. So I'm going to lean back and get comfortable, just because. Are you comfortable? Do you want to take off your duty belt?
No, I'm good.
Okay, because I understand that, the duty belt gets pretty annoying pretty quickly, so if you want to take it off at any point, you let me know. So, of course, I've done my research and investigations and everything, so I've learned a little bit about you, but I'd like to learn a little bit more, if that's okay. I found that you went to Santana High School?
I did, yes.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing?
Yeah, so grew up Santana High School.
In instances where the interrogator has some information about an issue of concern, he maintains a friendly attitude and engages in storytelling with the subject, reflecting back to the subject information about the particular topic. The interrogator asks no direct questions but uses confirmation or disconfirmation to gather additional details from the subject, without the subject understanding that he provided any information. The interrogator begins by emphasizing that Jaylen is not under arrest or being detained. She advises him of his right to leave at any time he wants, as well as his right to consult with an attorney. But the detective has such a friendly and straightforward communication with Jaylen that he perceives the interrogation as a normal conversation. The initial questions asked are designed to establish rapport and obtain the suspect's behavioral norms, such as eye contact, communication, style, and general nervous tension, but the most important aspect is building rapport with the suspect. This helps to establish trust and makes the person more likely to open up. The interrogator's approach showcases how to build rapport. At first, he was hesitant to speak, but as the interrogator continues to ask questions in a friendly and non-threatening manner, he starts to open up and shares his passion for baseball.
Football, baseball. Went to Grossmont College for a little bit, played baseball there. I got a job here. Worked at Dick's Sporting Goods before this, so this is my second job.
Okay.
Started working with this department for coming up on 5 years now.
Okay. So baseball seemed pretty important to you back in high school.
Fun,
What position?
pitcher.
Cool. How's your arm holding up?
I mean, soreness every once in a while, but I haven't thrown it for a while. So.
Yeah, no, it still kills me. I played softball.
Okay, nice.
So I was, third, short, center, and pitcher.
Here in San Diego?
Yeah, down Hilltop, Indian Valley. Okay. Married? How many kids?
Oh yeah, married. Recently got married this last year in September.
Okay.
We have a kid due on the way in August.
Oh, okay. Boy, girl.
Boy.
Very nice.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Were you like hoping for?
Oh no, I said looking forward to
Oh, looking forward. I thought you said unfortunately. I'm
No,
like,
no,
oh.
no. No, I'm excited. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And your wife? How long have you known her?
Actually, preschool. We met in preschool, went separate ways. Met her back in high school. Things like I was trying to date her, but she was playing it hard to get again.
Yeah.
Then college came around, tried again, and actually ran into her in PB about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And then we reconnected then and got married,
Smart.
had a family, bought a house.
And I hear your schedule recently changed. How do you feel about the schedule
small.
change?
Yeah. 12 and a half in a row. Kills you. 7 off is nice, but it flies by, so.
Yeah, and then those 7 drag
Yeah.
once you're here. So at least you're on your last day today, right?
This initial conversation is important because it helps the interrogator to learn more about his past and his personality. As the conversation progresses, she skillfully guides Jaylen towards the topic of social media, where the crime took place. She does an outstanding job of gradually and carefully leading the conversation. She is obviously highly skilled at her profession, and her ability to connect with him is remarkable.
So, how about social media? Are you active on social media at all?
Facebook and Instagram. Had Snapchat back in the day, got rid of that with my wife. We got caught in the academy with her and some stuff, but.
Can you tell me about that, or?
It was with another recruit in the academy, but.
Okay. So you're communicating with another recruit?
I was back in, I stopped, everything got cut off, got rid of. I didn't delete the Snapchat, I just deleted the app, so.
Okay.
I haven't used it for a year and a half now.
Okay. So on Facebook, just because I like to jot down everybody's social media when I can, what's your Facebook login? Like your username?
I think just under Jaylen Fleer.
It's your name?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then you said Instagram? Is that
Instagram,
right?
yeah.
Okay. What's your Instagram username?
I think.
Okay. And then you said you got rid of Snapchat, but when you did have it, what was it?
Just Jaylen Fleer.
Jaylen Fleer?
Yeah.
Okay. So the one that you had there, has that account since been deleted, or just deactivated?
That's just delete the app. I think it's still there.
Okay. And I know when it comes to Facebook, you connect it to an email address. Do you know what email address is connected to it? And then your Instagram account, what, same email?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And I know sometimes with Snapchat, they'll have you either sign up with a phone number or an email.
I believe it's my phone number.
Okay, very cool. So,
She carefully seeks Jaylen's personal social media information in order to link it to the suspect's username, which they received anonymously. Jaylen answers all her questions without wondering why she is asking them, displaying typical behavior of guilty suspects who are aware of the reason for their interview and are afraid to face the problem. Studies have shown that guilty suspects often try to distract and avoid addressing the topic of interest, often showing nervousness, hesitance, or a lack of cooperation. However, it's important to note that innocent people may also show similar behaviors due to worry or fear of being wrongly charged.
have any questions for me before we kind of...
I will ask what this is about.
Yeah, so we're looking into some allegations that were made. We're kind of, it started with a Crime Stopper report, so we're just kind of going from there. We did receive a picture that, when we looked into it, it looked similar to you, so I don't know if you can take a look at the picture and just tell me if you've seen this picture before. Oh, I have like 15 million things here. Okay, so this picture right here.
Yeah, that's definitely me. I went to Grossmont.
Okay, so this picture right here, how old were you when it was taken?
I don't know, 20?
20? Have you ever used this picture on any social media site?
I think it was Snapchat back in the day, yeah.
Okay. All right. Have you ever shared this picture with anybody on Snapchat?
Yeah, probably with my wife, to be honest. I mean, obviously I talked to other girls back in the day too, but I can't remember.
Okay. If you had to guesstimate how many times you may have shared the photo, how many times?
That one, maybe just a couple times, once or twice.
Okay, so definitely to your wife.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've used that photo for your wife, and you were about 20 years old in the photo. You did share it on Snapchat, and then maybe some other girls you were talking to?
I mean, yeah, this was a long time ago, so I don't really remember who it was.
Okay. Have you ever posted it as like your profile photo, or
No, that one.
ever
No.
posted it on Instagram? Oh, I forgot to ask you, are your accounts, is your Instagram and your Facebook, are they private?
They are.
Okay, and I know Snapchat is all private, right? I mean, you have to add somebody.
Yeah, I believe I had to. Yeah.
You can't just
request a friend.
Yeah, you can't just be anyone. So that one's at least a little bit better, where it's like you have to actively search for somebody, right? Okay, so you and the...
That picture was the first piece of evidence that the investigator had. The detective tries to get Jaylen to explain how an unknown individual could have obtained the photo, considering that it was not shared on any public media such as Facebook or Instagram. He has now noticed in which direction this conversation is going. Suspects who are aware of their guilt may show a defensive body language, such as pressing their lips, swallowing deeply, and positioning themselves defensively with their arms. Stress is a psychological state in which suspects perceive their circumstances as threatening. Telling the truth is not as stressful as telling a lie for most people. The stress, anxiety, and shame which usually accompanies a lie expresses uncontrolled, nonverbal signals which appear on the suspect's face. The liar uses some or all of his or her body resources to deliver, to alter, or to emphasize the message and help the statement to be believed.
Your schedule. I know that you work every 7 days on and 7 days off. What is your wife's schedule?
She's every Friday, Saturday off. Day shift, so typical 9 to 5.
Okay, so she works 9 to 5 and you work like the complete opposite schedule?
Depends. Every 3 months we rotate days and nights.
Okay. And how long have you been on nights now?
Nights now, probably a little over a month now. A month and a half. Can I ask, is this something I should have lawyers on?
So right now, and I'll go over the Bahila with you, we're investigating allegations that were made that you were communicating with a younger female on Snapchat, and potentially some material might have been shared.
Okay.
Some photos, some images, stuff like that. So we, of course, want to be able to hear what happened from your side, if that in fact did occur, or if it didn't occur, we want to always...
Everyone that I talk.
Now, she obtains information about his wife's schedules, which provides her with a time frame during which he may have interacted with the young woman. It's interesting that when Jaylen asks why he's being questioned, the interrogator just responds that there are accusations that he communicated with a young woman, and he doesn't seek for further information. It's typical for suspects to avoid asking for specifics when they know the nature of the charges against them. In this example, Jaylen's lack of interest may signal that he's aware of the issue and doesn't want to seem guilty by asking too many questions. After that, he asks if he should have his lawyer present, and she simply replies that there are just some claims that he might have talked with a young woman. Now he is probably thinking that she only knows about the social media messages and is unaware of the fact that he met this girl in person.
And from your side, if that in fact did occur, or if it didn't occur, we want to obviously
Everyone that I
determine
talked to, was about my age, I remember.
Okay. So who have you talked to?
My wife. This was back then when I had Tinder.
He explained that he only used Tinder when he dated an ex-girlfriend for 3 years before getting married to his current wife, whom he had known since preschool. The detective did not show the second image during the interview because it was a nude shot from him. He said only his ex-girlfriend's Tinder account and his wife had access to this photo, and he believed that his wife was trustworthy enough not to release anything. And despite his unpleasant split with his ex-girlfriend, he believed she would not have leaked it either. Right now, he's giving information that the investigators didn't have. They had no idea of his Tinder profile, and this information may be used to gather and search for more evidence and information. It is critical to ask open questions during an interrogation, mainly because they enable the subject to provide more comprehensive and perhaps useful information. Closed questions, on the other hand, may be answered with a brief reply, and important information may be left out.
So, I met girls on Tinder and stuff back in the day. And yes, some save stuff, but I don't know who would save a picture like that. A nude, maybe, yeah, it would save. Not that one.
And there's nothing wrong with this photo, right? It's just
No,
you.
I agree. I don't know how it would get in the hands of a younger person.
Okay. There were also some conversations that were exchanged between you and this person.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't talk to anybody younger, though.
Not on Snapchat?
No,
Not recently?
not recently, no.
The detective professionally changed the suspect's statement without him even recognizing it. Initially, when asked if he had talked to a young woman, he denied it. But she did not accept his response and asked, "Not recently?" This caused him to alter his response to, "Yes, not recently." This hesitation and correction suggests that he is uncertain of what information the law enforcement has and what they can prove. Because he doesn't want to make a false statement, he is very careful with his words. The tactic of slowly raising the stress level is a component of the read technique. This method is often used by law enforcement agencies and involves building trust with the suspect and then gradually moving towards more accusatory questions. By not sharing all the information at once, the interrogator can successfully get more information from the suspect over time.
Now, you said all of your social media accounts are private, right?
Yeah.
And I know you're a law enforcement officer, so I know that you've also taken the time to make your plates confidential.
Back in the day, I don't think my current ones are, though.
Obviously I ran your plates.
Okay.
So you're still driving the Ford Fusion?
Yeah,
And is it black or gray?
it's great.
Okay. And you got tinted windows on it still?
Yeah.
And so, when it comes to the photo, I really want to understand why this person would be in possession with the photo. But the only one who could really help me with that is you.
Yeah. No, I couldn't tell you that. I don't know.
Okay. Well, along with the photo came some additional information about your personal life.
Okay.
And based on some of the information you shared with me today, it seems to add up.
Okay.
So is there any reason why the person would say they're you and share your information?
Sounds like it'd be someone that knows me then, obviously. I don't know who. I don't have any enemies that would be doing something like that. Can I ask what information was shared? What they know?
We know that you're a baseball player.
Yeah. A lot of people know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that information was kind of shared.
Okay.
Your work schedule.
It's been 5 years now I've worked here.
Specifically the transition to 7 days on, 7 days off.
Really? I haven't shared anything like that recently. I couldn't tell you who that would be.
So let's take it back a little bit.
The phrase "recently" was chosen by her because the young woman knew Jaylen's present work schedule, which had been enforced just a few months before this interrogation. However, the information he is providing and the evidence possessed by law enforcement do not add up. He is also unaware that they have his username, J178-211. The number 17 is the college jersey number, 82 is the high school jersey number, and 2011 was his graduation year. Although he claims to have never heard of this account, it suggests that this account have sent the nude pictures. In the next phase of the interrogation, she intends to confront him with the nude pictures they received, which he is believed to have sent to a young woman.
Shared any images of your penis with anyone?
Yeah.
Okay. And how many times would you say you've done that?
A lot.
Can you kind of explain that a little bit more to me?
I mean, my wife, my ex-girlfriend, back in the day, Tinder and stuff, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you know how Tinder is. High school, even, junior high, did.
Did you ever share any videos of you having sex with anyone?
With anyone? No. I've always had personal videos of me and my wife. That was it. And my ex actually had one, but...
What does your ex look like?
She's blonde.
She's blonde? Okay. Yeah. So you've never shared any videos?
No, I have not, no.
Just still shots?
Yeah.
So when it comes to the Crime Stopper that we're investigating and the Snapchat account, and of course your phone number and everything in connection with it and some of the combinations of numbers and everything there, you can understand why obviously we have a growing concern.
It's weird.
And of course your picture's attached to it,
yeah.
Right? Which is even more like either someone's...
Can I ask what, you said you got new ones too?
There were images that were shared, yes. That
Can I ask, I'm sure you got them here, can I ask to see what they are?
You want to see the picture?
Yeah, so I can get an idea.
Do you ever done that too? Yeah. So I don't actually have a clear shot of one.
No.
Yeah, so I did not
Okay, I understand.
print out those
I would talk to a
pictures.
lawyer, because I'm uncomfortable with this. This is weird. So.
Of course, you definitely have the ability to do that, and of course,
Yeah.
this is completely voluntary. And so...
I just don't want to get caught up on something. I'm working this career. I don't want to get caught up with something.
I fully understand. Yeah. So you can, yes, 100% elect not to speak with us. You are not under arrest at this time.
Yeah, I understand.
Obviously, given the fact that we're here and the fact that we're speaking to you, I know that your bosses are going to want to speak with you afterwards. Yeah.
In this part of the interrogation, she obtained some important information from him regarding the unclothed pictures. However, Jaylen has now refused to share further information and has asked for an attorney. Suspects experience a range of emotions when deciding whether they should ask for a lawyer or not, including fear, shame, and uncertainty. These feelings can make it challenging to make a clear-headed decision. During this state, the suspect might find it difficult to ask for a lawyer again and refuse to answer questions because they are dealing with conflicting feelings. On one hand, they want to look innocent and gain the detective's trust by answering questions. On the other hand, they could be feeling embarrassed or humiliated and want to protect themselves by not giving any more troubling details.
I have a couple of questions that
Yeah,
you don't want to answer, or can I ask you the questions? Because you can choose to answer or not answer. So if I ask you a question and you're like, I don't want to answer that, you can tell me that. One of my questions was, I think I missed it, but when was the last time that you had Snapchat? Because I know you said you deleted it, but I didn't hear when you deleted it.
I just deleted the app. I deleted that when I was in the academy.
In the academy.
Yeah.
When did you go to the academy?
It's like a little over a year ago.
A year ago,
Yeah.
so in 2019?
Yeah, right at the beginning of 2019, January.
Okay, and then what years did you go to college at Grossmont?
2011 to about 2013,
Okay.
14.
And then I just want to make sure that we all understand each other. When my partner says a younger female, you
Yeah.
understand that we mean someone under the age of 18?
Yeah, that's obviously why you're here.
You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any siblings?
I have a younger sister, yeah. She's 19 right now. 20, sorry.
Oh, okay. And then my last question was, when she was asking about the house and the decorations of your house. In any of your rooms in your house, do you have that new that new look where they have like the barn door, outer rail type thing. It's like a country, I don't know what you would call it. I see it a lot on like those DIY shows.
Yes.
Do you have those in your
I do have
house?
one,
Okay.
Her first question revealed that he removed the app rather than the account, so he could reinstall and use it later before deleting it again to seem clean to his wife. The second question was to establish a timeline of activities by confirming his college years. The third question was simply for clarification in case he later denied or twisted the reason for this interrogation. After these questions, he decided to have a lawyer present and refused to answer any further questions. He could leave at any time, but instead, he turned over everything to the police before doing so. There could be multiple explanations why he decided to speak with the law enforcement instead of leaving the room. One possibility is that he may have felt forced to cooperate with the authorities due to a sense of guilt or fear of punishment. Psychologists refer to this as the guilty knowledge effect, where a suspect feels the need to explain or provide information to ease their guilt or to escape potential consequences. Another possibility is that he may have been experiencing cognitive dissonance, where he is holding two conflicting beliefs or values, such as the desire to protect his image and the knowledge that he has engaged in unacceptable behavior. Resolving this conflict might require that he admit his actions, which could explain why he decided to speak with law enforcement instead of leaving.
However, I'm going to go ahead and pull some documents here for you. So there are a few steps that we're going to be taking after this. Again, you are not being detained by us or anything, but we are acting on behalf of the court moving forward. Okay. So I will give you a chance to read through this. This is a search warrant that was granted this afternoon by a judge. The warrant does allow us to grab some DNA swabs from you. As well as any mobile devices that might be in your possession or potentially in your locker. Do you have your personal phone with you here?
I do have one.
Okay. Is it inside your locker?
It's on my person right now.
Okay. So if you want to go ahead and hand it to us, we definitely don't need to go in and grab it from you. But the search warrant does require that we take it from you. Okay. Additionally, it does allow us to have access to your vehicle. Is your vehicle parked here?
It's parked a few blocks away.
Okay. Do you remember exactly where you?
It's over across from Cap's Pizza over there.
Cap's Pizza?
Yeah.
And is it like in a parking?
It's in a parking lot.
Okay. Is it like one of those paid parking lots?
Yeah.
Okay. So Cap's Pizza.
My vehicle keys are in my vehicle right now.
They're in your vehicle?
Yeah.
So you have a code?
I have a code.
Okay. Would you mind sharing that code with us?
Am I allowed a lawyer to say no to that?
Well, the warrant allows for us to have access to your vehicle.
Okay. Yeah, so you bring it. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah, I'll give it up to you.
Okay. I'll jot it down. Thank you.
I don't know the number. I know the
Now he realizes there is no turning back, as the initially anonymous tips turned into an investigation and eventually to a search warrant for everything he owns. After the interrogation, the officer was placed on desk duty for a few weeks until the investigation was completed. The court case of People versus Jaylen was nothing short of disturbing. The accusations made against Jaylen were revealed to be even more disgusting than anyone could have ever imagined. There were 4 victims aged 12 to 14, but authorities said that he had contacted more than 40 other girls who identified themselves as children. During his court hearings, the prosecutors presented letters with graphic content. He had used the app Snapchat to initiate contacts with dozens of girls between the ages of 9 and 14 with the purpose of getting sex during a 2-week period in March and April 2020. In his Snapchat chats, he used graphic sexual language, sent pictures of his and offered to pay money with children, and even engaged in sex acts with a 4-year-old girl. On April 8th, he picked her up at her house, brought her to a neighboring parking lot, and made her to perform oral acts on him, and counts 7 and 8 said that he performed a lascivious act upon the body of a 14-year-old. The defendant took advantage of a position of confidence and trust by informing the victims that he was a law enforcement officer and sending pictures of himself in uniform. He carried out the crimes with planning, intelligence, or professionalism. The acts were committed with a high level of callousness. The victims were especially vulnerable. He also persuaded children to help him commit crimes by giving goods and cash in exchange for additional juvenile victims for prostitution. But his defense team argued in a mitigation statement that Fleer had no criminal record, accepted responsibility for his actions, voluntarily started psychological counseling, and chose to plead guilty to all charges so that the victims would not have to testify. They said that he was sincerely remorseful. The defense additionally argued that long imprisonment would be counterproductive and that he had a great possibility for rehabilitation. Jaylen pled guilty to all counts on May 7, 2021. On the plea form and a written addendum, he admitted the factual basis for each of the charged crimes. The trial court gave an indicated sentence of 10-12 years in state prison with no probation, and he will have to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life. At the same time, we have to praise the efforts of the interrogator here, who was able to get so much information from him voluntarily. But even if he had refused to answer questions, the search warrant had already been served, so there was no point in hiding anything. However, given the fact that he was charged with 20 offenses, do you feel a 10 to 12-year sentence was sufficient? Please let us know in the comments section below, and thank you for watching.